Hi guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 here with Rangers. We're a couple of weeks on now actually from our Scottish Cup final victory over Celtic, 9th of June here. We're actually just taking Greg Taylor on trial after he left Kilmarnock. He's a decent hand, I think. If you look at his performances for Killie, he's been there since 2015. Look at him here, he's got 6.68, then 7.9, then 7.6, 7.8, then up to 9.2. So actually his past season was his best season. I think he's a solid hand, good Scottish player, 24 years of age. More or less 3 stars there as a backup player. He will be playing wing-back, so he's actually better than Dimitri Mitchell, but obviously not as good as Marcel Edelman. So basically what we need is a good hand backup for Edelman, because I don't trust Dimitri Mitchell, quite frankly. He is listed and is wanted by Hibernian on loan, but if I can get any permanent move for him, I'd definitely take that. And I think we're going to offer Greg Taylor a deal here. So what you see what you... Oh, well there you go, what he's after. 2.6 grand a week. Absolutely. Sign him up. 3-year deal. Let's go for it. Well, there you go. That was as easy as you like. First signing for Rangers, Greg Taylor, this summer, which means we really have to work now, try and move out Dimitri Mitchell. Let's offer him to some clubs and see if anybody's inclined to bid. So we definitely want him out. A couple of players I wouldn't mind selling if people come in. Well, for example, Zach Rudden, I think we're going to get moving out now. I mean, yeah, 22 years of age. He looks a decent hand, but no more than that. He is wanted on loan by a couple of clubs, but I'm going to change that to no status, and I'm going to change him to transfer listed. I'm going to go to offer him to clubs, see if anybody wants to bid on him. Danny Finlayson is another example where 21 years of age, doesn't look like he's coming on that much. Who's he what? He's wanted on loan by Livingston, who are down in League 1. Do you know what? I'm just going to offer him out, see if MD will take him. I don't think he's going to make the grade here. Marco Milanese is going to be the same. Kilmarnock want him on a permanent transfer. Let's try and offer him out, see if they'll take him. Akram Afif is wanted by Real Betis still. I'm going to offer him out too. This is going to be a real summer of clearing out players who just really haven't made the grade over the years. Likes of Andy Gilmore, however, I'm going to have another loan move for him, hopefully. See if anybody will take him. So as I say, mostly this is going to be about moving players out. In terms of the guys we've got coming in, maybe we're looking at getting some better quality in reserve. So there's a bid of 950k from St Johnstone for Zach Rudden, who's apparently worth 3.8 million. I don't think he's worth that. I'm going to take the 950. I don't care. We could probably try and hang on to him and get a better deal and all that. I'm not going to mess about doing that. St Mirren in the Championship is a better destination for Andy Gilmore than Killie or Dundee, although they're playing the Premiership. He's getting first team regular football if he goes to St Mirren. Napoli apparently chasing Alberto Chiacherri, which we don't want to happen, and Greg Taylor has had an offer from Sheffield United. I'm not going to up our contract bid. If he doesn't want to come here, wants to go to Sheffield United instead, it's not going to break my heart. So we're just advancing a little bit now. See if we can get any of those deals done for players leaving. If anybody actually wants to take them, the likes of Akram Afif, for example, he's had a couple of good runs in the team, Akram Afif, but we're not playing any wingers anymore, and it just looks like it's not going to work out for him. He's been a decent hand, he's been a good servant for the club over the years when we've been a decent side, but I think if we're going to take that next step up to the next level now, going into season 6 here, then we really need to be getting some better quality and backup. We'll ask the assistant to look at those training categories. Don't like to get too involved in all that kind of business. And the World Cup is currently going on, 2022 Qatar World Cup, of course. Not a lot happening in the old transfer front here. Sometimes it can be a bit slow, a bit sluggish. I'm going to take a little look at some players to get in soon. Porto and Leipzig also wanting Alberto Chiacherri. Apparently 14.5 million is what the press seem to think it's going to cost. There is no clause for that fee, so we're definitely going to want more. We're going to want the 20s of millions here, particularly if you get a bidding war between these clubs. We paid 4.2 million, which is a good fee actually, from River Plate. Young Tim Gallagher signing a new deal there. Oh, Rodrigo Fazzi, ironically, has just been removed from our shortlist when actually I want to go back in for him. Shanghai want him. I'm going to have a little bid on him there. 6.5 million is his release clause to foreign clubs. So we'd have to pay 6.5, but he looks like a hell of a player. Oh, Paul Lambert leaves Celtic. He's leaving them obviously on a high. Greg Taylor is going to Sheffield United. Fair play to the boy. Has he got more money? Yeah, 10.5 grand a week. Fair play to the boy. I was never going to pay that. He was a decent backup lad and nothing more. I was never going to pay that money for him. And until, frankly, we get Dimitri Mitchell out, there's no actual need to go and pick up another one. So I'm cool with where it is. Sergio Ramos' talks with Real Madrid breakdown. Is he going out of contract? No, not that I think we'll get him, but just out of curiosity, is he? Yes, Sergio Ramos is going out of contract. When it expires, we'll have a look and see. I doubt we're ever going to get him, though. He'll probably retire before he comes to us. Paul Lambert's went to Middlesbrough. Interesting. And Malky Mackay is being lined up to take over. Fair enough. Not great that, by the way, Malky Mackay. If that were to happen in real life, I think most Celtic fans would be pretty disappointed about that. I just don't like Malky Mackay. I don't know why. I just don't like the guy. He just seems a bit sleazy to me. So I'd take great pleasure actually in thumping his team for the title next season if he does join Celtic here as the gaffer. Okay, Hamilton wanting to loan Tim Gallagher is interesting. If they're going to give him key time as a first team player, then we might well take that. Ollie Cook, 26 grand to Crawley. Absolutely, we will take that in a heartbeat. He's not needed. We got him on a free. We're getting a couple of grand for him. Whatever. Tim Gallagher, they want him as a rotational player. Absolutely not. No chance. The Scottish Premiership's moved up 2 places to 10th in the competition rankings, which is excellent. Club rankings, we've moved up 51 places and we're now 60th position. Where are Celtic? Let's sort it by nation. We'll go to Scotland. Celtic are 40th and we are 60th, so we're getting close. Oh, we're going to be in the Champions League. Well, there you go. We've risen in the coefficient. Wow, the champions will now get right into the group stage, and best placed second qualifying phase is where we're going to be going in. So I think that's not changed, but no champions playoff now, right into the group stages, which is excellent. Serbia, Montenegro and Albania joining the EU there. Good for them. And I think we're probably going to start looking for some players now. Oh, Marco Milanese possible switch to Ross County. Hopefully that's a real bid and not a loan bid. We want to start getting players out permanently. Giacherri draws interest from Milan. The media are now speculating 15.5 million, as long as that keeps going up. Marco Milanese from Ross County, in excess of 130 grand. Let's ask for 100 grand up front. We'll ask for another 50 grand in instalments. And then the other 50. Do you know what? It's fine. We just really want rid of him. There we go. We're getting 150 grand for Marco Milanese. We brought him in on a free. And he played a number of games for us. Actually played okay in some of those fixtures as well. So, do you know what? Fair play to the boy. He's going to go out now to Ross County. Probably have a decent career as an SPL player. Zach Rudden's away to St Johnson. You're not developed as much as we hoped. Good luck in the future. I agree, it's time for a fresh start. Magic. There he goes. He leaves us on good terms. Hope the boy does well. Just know when he plays us. Couple of grand off the wage bill and 950k in the kitty. Can't argue with that. I'm going to take a look just now actually at our young Argentine that we scouted a moment ago. See if we're wanting to bring him in. I think he looks a better midfielder than what we have. If he can play in there alongside Andre Horta, that will be some team, I'll tell you that much. So the squad is starting to look really, really solid and powerful right now. Zach Rudden's away, Milanese is probably away. There he is, Rodrigo Fassi, 6.5 million, he'd cost 89. So the scouting somebody's saying here. He's also wanted by Shanghai, but hopefully we can best them. And in there, he is better than the likes of McGinn and Henderson. He's just a little behind Andre Horta actually at the moment, but do you know what? Let's bid for him. I believe we actually did this before, and unfortunately he didn't get the work permit that he needed, so hopefully now he will get that work permit. He's played 6 times for Argentina, so hopefully he will get that work permit now. Checking out the guys that we've scouted here. Sorted by days old, it already is. Kenny Roca Santos, pardon me. Looks a good player, but not that great. Lovre Kalinic is only 59. I think he was better than that, to be honest. Alright, so everybody else is pretty much unimpressive at the moment. Douglas Luiz is joining a Brazilian club. Alright, let's just continue again. We'll see what happens with our Argentine. McGinn is worried about the potential signing of Rodrigo Fazzi. I know where you're coming from. Competitions for place is healthy, and I want you to stake a claim for a regular place. So he's happy with that. Good. Rodrigo Fazzi now wants to be a key player. He's a bit dubious about joining us, but we are absolutely going to throw the money at him here and make sure he joins. Apparently we want Remus Miksha, who's a striker from Feyenoord. We absolutely would want him. Unfortunately, 8.25 to 19.25 million is a bit rich for our blood. Dapo Mabudi, Hamilton want him as a key player. I'm going to keep him. We're going to use him. Now that we're playing 3 up top, there's more room to get him into the squad. Right, Rodrigo Fazzi now wants between 30 and 46 grand. We can offer that. I'm going to go right in at 45 grand because he is going to be some player. 2.2 million actually as signing on fee. We're going to give him 500 grand as his agent fee. We want a 5-year deal. Appearance fees, goal bonuses, team of the year bonuses, international cap bonuses, Champions League bonus for reaching the quarter final. I think you'd more than deserve a bonus if we get the quarters. Appearance fee, we're going to offer him about 8 grand. Let's just get that nice and far down here to about 8 grand. We want him to take this deal because he is going to be a player and a half, I'll tell you that much. I'll give him 12 grand as a goal bonus. Getting in the team of the year, I'll give him 120 grand because he probably will. If he plays for Argentina, I'll give him 20 grand a pop. Right, okay, so he's negotiated this. He wants a 5% wage rise per year, fine. Sell-on clause, I don't like that. Minimum fee release clause of 25.5. I suppose I'll accept that. That's a 9. Well, let's jack it up a little bit, actually. Let's try and get it up to 30. And I want an unused sub fee. Boom, there you go. Contract deal agreed. If he comes in, we're going to look to move somebody out in the midfield because it's getting congested in there with Henderson, Burjonas, McGinn, Cataldi, Horta. You know, they're all in there. And then if he comes in to join, Rodrigo Fassi comes in to join, then that's going to just clog that up even further. I think we want to get... Maybe we want to let McGinn go. McGinn's on a new... McGinn's needing a new deal, actually. This is his last year on his contract. So if that runs out, obviously he'll get to go on a free, so perhaps we want to try and move him on now. Or perhaps we want to keep him, sign him up to the new deal and sell somebody who still has about 2 years left in their deal. Get more money from them. Hearts picking up O'Halloran. He'll be a decent signing for them, I think. Watford chasing Denswell, which is absolutely not going to happen. We thought we were going to sell him before, if I remember correctly, and he actually rejected the move over wages or something. So we'll see what happens with him now that Watford are interested. Does he have a release actually? If he has a release, we might try and bump that up. Malky Mackay leaves Hearts to manage Celtic. All right. The Chinese club is making an offer for Fassi as well. Conor Moore is a key player to Partick. Absolutely, I'll take that. Fassi, let's see. I'm going to change our contract offer. I'm going to jack this up. I'm going to give him 65 grand. I'm going to give him a signing on bonus of 2.9. I'm going to give him an appearance fee of 12.5. I'm going to give him a goal bonus of 20 grand. And we just need to beat this Chinese club. This Chinese club's going to throw money at him. Give him a $250,000 team of the year bonus. Unused sub fee. He's not going to be an unused sub very often, so we'll put that up to 5. Yearly wage rise, give him 10%. In fact, you know what? I'm giving him the 72 grand. I'm topping out the wage offer. Here's it. This boy is going to be ridiculous. He's going to be so good. We need to get him in. He was already sceptical about joining us, and he's now talking a Chinese club who are going to throw money at him. So we really need to try and do whatever we can to get him. I'm hoping he joins. Shanghai are in for Fazzi. Is that not what just happened a minute ago? No, it was a different. So that's 2 Chinese clubs that are in for him now. Great. Podence offer from Burnley of 2.2. That is way low ball in it. We paid 1.7. We would actually be making a profit. Hasn't worked out for him here. We'd have to retrain him to be a striker. We'd get 32.5 grand off the wage bill. Do you know what? Let's try and negotiate a little bit. Let's go 2.5 and 1.5. And we'll take out that 550. So that would be 4 million. Let's try 2. Let's try 2 and 1.5. Let's go for that. Yeah, 3.5 million. Do you know what? It's just still worked out for Podence, despite the fact he looks a classy boy. It just hasn't worked. Now, a Denswell offer of 12.5 from Watford. I like Denswell. I don't really want to get rid of him. So I'm just going to reject that. I'm going to reject it. We could negotiate and try and get 20 million or something, which would be a good fee for him. But I'm going to just reject it outright. There's no need. We don't need to sell him. We don't want to sell him. So we're going to keep him. He's a good lad. He's 28 years of age. But a centre-back like that can play until they're, classy ball playing centre-back. He could play till he's 33, 34. Plenty of years left in him yet. Partick want Mitchell on loan. Nope, I'm only interested in selling him. Mark Allen's deal is going to expire. Sure, I'll give him a new one. Why not? 10.5's our final offer. He accepts it. There you go. Mark Allen, new deal. And Connor Moore is going to Partick, which is going to be interesting. Playing for Partick in the Premiership as a key player. That'll be excellent for his development. Rangers reached top spot in Scotland, overtaking Celtic, despite the fact Celtic won the league, so I don't really get that. Away goes Marco Milanese, good for him, and away goes Ollie Cook. Let's actually tell Milanese he's been a fantastic servant and he's welcome back anytime, even though he's not. We don't want him because he's not of the required quality, but he's been a good lad, so let's let him think that. They're facing the sweat now for this young Argentinian here. The longer it drags on, the more I'm concerned about him accepting one of the Chinese club's offers. Ross County getting Milanese. So we're clearing out a couple of the... I don't want to say some of the dead wood, but a couple of the players who are surplus to requirement, shall we say. We're clearing them out, wishing them well in their future endeavours. I hope they go on to do well, I really do. The likes of Rudden going to St Johnstone, Marco Milanese going to Ross County. I hope they do well. Let's see. Not against us, obviously, but the board want to discuss potentially expanding the budget for physiotherapists. Fine, why not? Fixtures release. We will start opening day at home to Ayr, and the first Old Firm derby will be on the 10th of September at Parkhead. Season expectations were supposed to win the treble and reach the group stage of the Champions League. Fair enough. It's a lofty target, but we'll need to be hoping for it. So let's identify a couple of targets here. We're over the wage budget, but that doesn't really matter because we can balance that out in the old transfers. Anybody on up for loan? Oosting is decent. Yeah, do you know what? We're not looking at loans. Why am I even looking at loans? There's a couple of players in here who are very good. I mean, Luis Orejuela as the right wing back is a good lad. 20 million, but it's too much. Too rich for our blood. Marcos Alonso, the left back, 33 million is way too rich for our blood, obviously. Spinazzola is a good player at Juve, attacking fullback. What's he listed for? 16.75. So a lot of these, although they would be interested in coming, far too rich for our blood. Aaron Ramsey, for example, listed for 6.75. Aaron Ramsey looks a good lad, but not really that great. He's obviously diminished quite a bit. Pascal Stenzel, good right wing back, but he's pretty slow. Do you know what? I don't know if we need that many players in. We'll have a look at the formation in a minute when we get the outcome of this Fassi move. Oh, he's waiting on a work permit now to move to Rangers. Here we go. 29th, that decision will be made. Hopefully he will get his work permit. He'll move to Rangers. We'll have a look at the tactics and we'll see if we can identify anywhere where we might need another player or two. Brentford bid for Podence, 3.5 million. Absolutely. Are Brentford in the Premiership? They are in the Premiership, so we probably want to go there. Transfers. Daniel Podence. The bid from Burnley is now going to be knocked out. They're also in the Premier League. They might come back in, who knows. What the hell? Oh, Andre Horta has a falling out with me because I haven't given him a new deal. No, I'll give you a new deal, son. Don't worry about that. 35 grand on a 5-year deal. 5-year deal? What about 37 and a half on a 5-year deal? Yes, excellent. 5-year deal for Andre Horta. Dealt in. What a player. Only 25 years of age. 4.5 stars. He's tied up for Rangers. Perfect what we need. Get him in there. Hopefully we now get Grassi in to join him. Come on. I'm wary of this episode dragging on a little bit now, so I want to make sure we get this Grassi deal tied up. If we have to appeal the work permit and all that, then we'll just next episode. I'm just buzzing to get him in, take a look at him. Come on. It's the day. Today's the day. Is he going to sign for Rangers today? Oh. Damn it, it got rejected because he hasn't played enough recent games for his country. It will now be decided on the 4th of July. And you know what? It will now be decided in the next episode. I know it sucks, but there you go. Daniel Podence is away along with his massive wage. Looking at the squad now, anybody else that you guys think we need to be moving out here? So for example, Afif we're trying to move out already, Finlayson we're trying to move out, so we've got likes Alvinaldo Fernandez can maybe come back in and offer another option in that 3 at the back. All these other guys, obviously Lettieri's coming back from Villarreal any moment, he'll be up there as part of the 3-pronged attack. Barjona, right, okay, here's the decision. With Grassi coming in, assuming he gets the work permit, who do we try and move on? Do we move on? We've got Barjonas here, who's a solid hand, but, you know, only 2 stars actually, according to the coaches just now. Worth 4.4 on 5.5k. Do we move on Liam Henderson, who's a bit better than him at 3 stars, worth 13.75 and is swallowing up 16.5 grand? Do we move on Danilo Cataldi, worth 13, taking up 27.5, but is a really good player, 3 stars. I think he still looks like one of the more quality players we have in there, but he might be unsatisfied with being backup. Do we move on John McGinn, worth 8 million, taking up 18 grand a week, 3 stars there, still a good player, but is actually wanted by Everton. So who do we move on? That's the decision to be made. I think we're pretty strong everywhere else. We may look for a right wing back in a future episode, next episode perhaps. But anybody else? And what about sub-goalkeeper? Do we keep Robbie McCrory here? He's not that great, only 2 stars, but he's never going to break in ahead of Fulton. We want Ian Fulton to keep playing the games and develop, still only 20 years of age. So do we get another backup goalkeeper who we maybe rotate in for cup games or so forth? Or do we just stick with Robbie McCrory, hope nothing happens to Fulton pretty much, so Fulton can be the focal point? Because Robbie McCrory's not going to moan about being back up at Rangers, whereas if you brought in a better goalkeeper they might get unhappy about that. So that's the decision to be made. Listen, I hope you guys enjoy this transfer episode. I'm never too sure about how entertaining these episodes are, the transfer business. I tend to find that it's just me clicking continue over and over again, so I don't know, as I say, but give some feedback if you want down below. Perhaps if you enjoy the episode, if you're liking it, what maybe would make it a bit more exciting for you, or any ideas you have for the team going forward. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have done, please leave a like on the video down below. It really does help out the channel. And of course, to follow us this season as we march forward with this new tactic, might I remind you, last season thumped Celtic 8-1 when we switched to this for our first Old Firm game. So we're marching forward. I'm expecting that we're going to be destroying the league this season, to be honest. It's been tight with Celtic pretty much every season so far. So it's a bold prediction, but I just think this tactic's going to be too much for them, especially if we get young Grassi in. So, as I say, subscribe for that to follow us on our journey this season and in the future as we take on Europe and the Champions League. But mostly just thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your continued support of the channel. It really does mean a lot. And also welcome to the new subscribers. I'm getting a couple of new numbers recently, marching towards that 250 mark, which honestly, to some YouTube channels, 250, they get that amount of subscribers in half an hour when they wake up for their breakfast. But you know what? To me, that honestly means a lot. So I just want to say thanks very much, you guys. And I'll see you next time when we're getting that work permit, hopefully for Grassi, and then possibly looking to move out one of those midfielders. So I'll see you then for that.